Okay, so in this first lecture of the series, we are going to learn about how to launch a server by using the Amazon cloud. First of all, I will assume that you have already signed up for your accounts and you have a username and password to access the website. So when we log into our console, it will ask us to provide a username and a password. Okay, so your username is your registered email address and your password is your password, and then you will click sign in using our secure server. Okay, so this is your console. You have everything related to your account under your name on the upper right corner, and you click it down, you will see the account information, billing and cost management and security credentials section. And the second tab it shows you which data center you are currently are signed on to. This is North Virginia data center. And these are all the services provided to you by the Amazon cloud. So we will start with launching our virtual servers in the cloud, which is the service called Elastic Compute Cloud, in other words EC2. Okay, let's click on EC2. Alright, so you will have a left side menu in here, and from the left side menu I can see that I have 0 running instances. An instance is basically a virtual server. So let's start a new instance, and I will going to click on launch instance. Here you will have several options of the operating system that you would like to run on your server. I usually prefer a Linux system, so I'm going to select an Ubuntu server, which is a Linux system, Linux operating system. So let's click on the 64-bit Ubuntu server version. That is the operating system that will run on my server. And there are different types of servers like T2 micro, T2 small, T2 medium, and if you scroll it down, you will see different types of computers, servers with several different options. And each one of these computers has different properties, such as the number of CPUs, the size of the memory, the size of the instance storage, and the network performance of the server as well. Okay, so first time when you register for Amazon Cloud, you have a free tier account which is available to you for 1 year. So, but only a small portion of these types of servers are available to you if you would like to use your free tier account. Okay, so one of them is a T2 Micro. Alright, I'm going to select a T2 Micro which has only a single CPU, 1 gigabyte of memory. It doesn't have um, a local storage, but it is connected to a disk drive system. So the network performance is low to moderate. There is no specific number in here. So next, I'm going to configure instance details. Number of instances, number of servers that you would like to launch. Only one, and you don't have to change any of these properties for now. Let's add storage. The default storage is 8 gigabytes, so I'm going to leave it as it is. Tag instance, just give a name, first instance. Uh, Security group is important because it will decide on how you're going to access to your server. So we are going to use the SSH protocol, an SSH client to be able to access to the server, and this client will any IP, any client with an IP will be able to connect to the server that we're launching. Okay, this security group's name is Launch Wizard 1, and you can rename it if you would like. Lecture1. And according to the security group, you are only allowed to connect to the server by using an SSH protocol, which runs on port number 22. Okay, and let's review. It's a T1 microserver. Ubuntu operating system is Ubuntu. CU's number of CPUs is 1 gigabyte memory. EPS only instance, which is 8 gigabytes. Okay, everything seems alright. Let's say launch. Okay, so Amazon servers uses public key cryptography to be able to provide security. So you're going to create a key for yourself by using this page. I have already existing key pairs. However, for this lecture, I'm going to create a new one. Lecture 1, and make sure that you download this key pair because you're going to use that to be able to connect to that server. Okay, let's download it. Okay, so just download it, and this is your key file, and make sure that you keep it in a safe place. Alright, and then launch the instance. Okay, so the server is launching. While my instance is launching, I can go and say view instances and go back to my EC2 console. And now you see that your server is in the process of launching, and the instance status right now, it says pending. So we are going to wait for this instance state to change to running. In the meantime, let's handle the issue related to your private key. Okay, so open a terminal application. You can use the CYG when if you're using a Windows operating system. If you have a Linux operating system or Mac OS, then you can run terminal application. This is the window for the terminal application, and you will try to change the permissions to your PAM file, which is the key that you downloaded. Okay, so the directory that I am currently in is my home directory, which is under users and Ismail Durem. Now I'm going to go to the downloads directory by using the cd command, and I am going to change the name of the key file, which was lecture1, and I'm just going to change the name to lecture1.pam. Okay, so if you say ls-l lecture1.pam, you see that you have several permissions in here. So this is basically read, write for the users, read for the group that you belong to, and read permission for the others. Now we're going to change this by using this chmod command and change the permissions for the file to 400. Okay, everything seems to be alright. Let's go back to our console and see that now our instance is up and running. The important point is we're going to use this instance IP address, public IP address, to be able to connect to it. So this is 54.152.24.24. Okay, so remember that our security group allowed only SSH connections to this server, so we're going to use SSH. This connection doesn't need a username or password. We're going to use our key file to be able to connect to the server. -i lecture1.pam. When you launch an Ubuntu server, it immediately creates a user named Ubuntu. So your username at the server's IP address. Okay, so just type in yes. Now you're connected to the server and you can do anything you would like to do from the command line if you're familiar with the command line tools. Okay, let's say ls. Right now there is nothing in my home directory. Where am I? I am on the server with the IP address 54.152.24.24 and I am right now under my current home directory. Okay, this is how you connect to the remote server by using the Amazon's EC2 service. And that's all now. That's all for now for the first lecture.